Let me just get the door for you.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
And just before she starts talking about it, I'm sorry, but there's a couple of things there, and I'm just going to be brutally honest. I don't think he should take you to the Cheesecake Factory, not because you look too good, but because that's the last place your fat ass should be going. Who are you to tell this guy who seems extremely gentlemanly that he shouldn't be taking you X, Y, or Z? Right? And he seemed quite nice about it. He said, I'm happy to talk about it.
Because he knows that he's not done anything wrong and she's being a bitch.
Now, he said, even in front of them, I think she was live streaming him. Where do you get, even if you look like Shakira, where do you get off talking to people like that?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, if someone did this to me, if they stand around, I'll say, yeah, cool, I'll take you somewhere else. I'm driving you right to Pure Gym. Get on that fucking cross trainer.
Do you know what I'll do? If I was him, I'll go, okay, I got a better idea, and I'll drive to like a proper fancy restaurant, yeah? And I'll walk in, say, table for two, please. I'll pull out the chair, I'll sit her down. I'll say, be right back. I forgot something in the car, and I'll leave. Leave her sitting in that restaurant by herself, embarrassed.
You know she can't chase after you either.
No. She probably didn't even bring her purse out with her. She ain't going to be able to pay for her meal in the nice, expensive restaurant.
Even if you didn't like where someone was taking you, why would you pull out your phone to start recording on TikTok?
No, it just makes me question how people were raised, because that's just disgusting behaviour.
Clearly a fatherless home.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
yes. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that might be true if he was taking out a beautiful woman, but clearly this guy has got an affinity for zoo animals.
I think regardless, I think people have lost touch with reality. I don't think it needs to be so big and glamorous on first dates, because, okay, let's say he did all of that for her on the first date. He went out and then he sees that she's got this kind of attitude. He's wasted time and money on someone who doesn't deserve it. So when you're getting to know someone and you don't really know them that well, you can't be taking loads of girls out to loads of expensive restaurants, emptying your bank account when you don't even know if they're going to be the one. I think you can take someone to a nice restaurant. I think you can treat them with respect. I just don't think she has a leg to stand on. I think everything she's saying as what a man should do is correct, but maybe show the man that you're worth that before he does it, or you just can't treat people like that.
Also, what's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? If a girl took me there, I'd be like, cool, this is fun. We can make something fun out of
You know what it is? She's pissed off because she's got dressed up as if she's going to like a red carpet or something, because she assumed and expected him to take her somewhere really fancy. So now she's probably embarrassed to be going in there dressed the way she is. But maybe they should have discussed something beforehand as well.
Who does she think she is? You think she's Beyonce?
If I'm ever seeing a guy, I'll always ask first, dress code, please. So I know what type of outfit I'm putting on. You know, if you tell me you're taking me to a nice restaurant, like I'll always ask the question, heels or no heels?
Yeah.
Tracksuit, non-tracksuit, like what is the vibe? And then you can dress appropriately from there.
Yeah.
I also like to know where I'm going because I'm quite fussy. There's a lot of things I wouldn't like to do.
But you
Just
can
have
be
these conversations
you can be
beforehand.
open-minded to it, right? If he wants to take you somewhere that maybe you don't usually go, and it's a first day and you're having a good time, and you pull up and you see it's somewhere that maybe you're not used to usually going, and you've had a nice time, just be like, all right, cool. I haven't done this before. It's not usually something I'll do, but this guy's really nice to me. I'm gonna give it a shot. If it doesn't go well, what am I losing? He's paying. He's most likely paying for it, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I think if you are trying to impress a girl, Nando's is not the way forward.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, but Nando's might be her Cheesecake Factory equivalent.
yeah, but on a first date, like I know some girls that don't mind going to Nando's. Like it's not even about, it's not about where you go. It's like the time that you spend with that person is important. I
Yeah.
could, if a girl was taking me out, right? If I've been asked out by a girl and she says to me, I want to take you out, I don't care where she's taking me. The fact that somebody wants to take me out is nice enough. So maybe we're going to go somewhere that I don't particularly like, but this person thought about me and wanted to spend their time with me. It's not even about money. Time is valuable, right? You want to spend your time with me. I'm not going to complain. If I don't like the way the date went, then we won't have a second one. But I'm not going to complain on the day when someone's asked to take me out. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
limits. You take me to some, I don't know, like somewhere dangerous or whatever. Obviously, I'm going to be like, why are you trying to get me killed?
Yeah. But this is the thing. This is why I don't think you should be going all out extreme on a first date, because what if you meet up and the vibe is just not there and you're wasting all your money?
The first date is supposed to be about learning about each other.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be all out extreme. Oh, you get all out extreme when you've proven yourself and when you've shown me some respect, and maybe when I'm starting to like actually catch proper feelings for you. If I'm just feeling you out, I'm not taking you to fucking the Shard or some bullshit.
Yeah. Look, I get where she's coming from. I think in certain instances you've got to keep your standards high and you've got to lay your card, like the way a guy's treating you when you first meet, you've got to think, is this the way it's always going to be? But I don't
What?
think she's
Is that what
like,
you think?
like for example,
And keep your standards realistic.
yeah, keep your standards realistic, but it depends on what you want. You know, she might want a rich man who's just going to pay for her whole lifestyle.
Yeah, but if you want something like that, like I'm not saying you specifically, this woman.
Yeah.
You want something like that. Look the pot. She does not look like she deserves a rich man.
Yeah.
Because a woman that wants a rich man is probably just bringing her looks to the table. What's the rich man want her for?
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's like something organic and she's actively going out looking for a rich man, she's most likely the kind of person that looks a certain way that can just attract that with no personality. Look at this woman. I wouldn't turn my head. I would not turn my head. Not unless I was holding a Big Mac and I was scared she was going to take it.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least, you know.
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
and
you.
I can respect that. I can respect.
Drop me out. It's
9
too
cats.
early for that, but it's not too early for him to fork out a hefty bill on you with this dirty attitude. You know what? He handled that a lot better than I would. I would be straight up rude.
What would you say?
I would say, get out of my car. Get
Yeah,
out of my
bitch.
car. I'm leaving you here. I don't give a fuck. How dare you?
Yeah, she is one piece of work. Honestly, this guy is being as polite as possible.
He is, but he needs to actually, he is standing up for himself, but he needs to stand up for himself. Do you get that? Does that make sense?
No, I mean, look, he doesn't need to be aggressive with her. He's probably figured out that she is a low IQ individual. So I'm assuming, because I haven't seen this whole, I've seen it about up to here. I'm assuming he's going to tell her why she's a waste man, and then
I hope so.
politely end the date. I don't think because he doesn't come across like he's simping for me. He just comes across as a very like quiet sort of person. You know,
Just a nice
respectful.
person,
Just
yeah.
a nice guy. Don't worry, bro. You're gonna get yourself a nice lady. You don't want to be walking around with these heifers anyway.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
maybe
I don't
we're
know
not there
yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at
look
at my planner where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning.
Is this satire?
No, as far as I'm aware, it's not. I fucking hope it is, because this is absolutely shambolic. This is ridiculous. I did read through the comments, and there was even a girl that doesn't even look like her, looks way better, but people thought it was her, and they just started harassing her. She had to turn her comments off. How is she talking to him like that?
Call them.
Who raised you? Doesn't matter. No, we know the answer to that. Nobody raised you. You would, like, either you were an orphan, or you're from some fatherless home, or you're one of those kids that beats their parents. Something's gone wrong here.
Do you know what, though? The fact that he said this is where we was originally supposed to go, right, just shows the sort of person he is. Like, he does have all these intentions in mind of probably everything she looks for in a man, but she's now fucked it for herself because she's had this dirty attitude. You know, sometimes guys like to test you. There was this one guy that I knew, yeah, and he's got money, and he drives, like, really nice cars. But whenever he takes a girl out on a date, he'll always go in a smart car because he wants to see whether these girls really like him for him or whether they like him for his money. So he'll go out in the smart car so they don't know that he's got these nice cars to see how they react and how they behave.
Guy.
Yeah. I'm not saying this was a test, but it could have been a test. And if she would have just humbled herself, enjoyed the Cheesecake Factory with him, maybe next week she would have gone, I don't know, a fancy restaurant in America, but she would have gone.
Yeah, you're supposed to work yourself up. And you're right. But the thing is, I would assume that girls are also testing on the first date. It's a test run, right? It's the first date. First dates tend to be awkward a lot of the time. You don't really know how the other person's going to react, how the conversation is going to flow. So one person might be really chatty, the other one might be quiet, and they might not bounce off each other. Yeah. So the first date is a test run. You don't go and do something extravagant for somebody that you don't know much about, don't know if you're like, and then what, you get nothing about it. Like, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would demand that, oh, I've taken you here, so you got to give me your body. It looks like he just wanted to take her out somewhere nice. Now, what I want to know before we play this video is, what did you do for this guy to change his route? He had somewhere else planned, and you've gone to the Cheesecake Factory. Why did he have an original plan, and now you've gone to the Cheesecake Factory? How much do you want to bet she did something and he changed his mind?
I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m., right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour. And so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying.
How did I fucking know it?
So she left him waiting outside in the car for an hour. She probably didn't even explain it.
Bro, you dodged a bullet. You should thank the Lord that he allowed her to behave this way. You dodged a bullet. This woman ain't worth shit. She's 9 cats, cobwebs, a little cottage, if that.
I mean, you can see that she doesn't like taking accountability as well. It's like he's saying that instead of saying, do you know what, I'm sorry, you're right. I could have handled the situation a bit differently. I could have let you know in advance before you left your house. Instead, she's there like, well, work took longer than I expected. And it's the way she's talking as well. It's like,
you could have run downstairs and been like, I'm so sorry. Work has run over. Is it okay if you just wait? Because I understand a woman not wanting to let a new guy into her house. That's cool. I can get down with that. But just communicate. Yeah, listen. Or even have to run down, open the window. Yo, I'm so sorry.
Just phone. We have
phone. Yeah, do something.
Cellular devices.
Do something.
Do you know what it is though? Is like,
Huh? What?
What I was gonna say.
Oh, I thought you were going at me.
No.
What was that? What the fuck?
You look scared.
Yeah, I was like, are you doing midnight rubbish or?
I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Arya, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been.
Okay.
Sorry, I remember what I was going to say.
Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, she doesn't even look young. So she's
damn.
just very, no, it's very immature to be behaving in such a way.
No, that's a good point. How many dates have you been on? Like, have you not worked out how to communicate with people?
Yeah, and maybe that's why you're still single, because this is the way you treat men. It's like a kid throwing their dummy out the pram. They're just, you know, you're not getting what you want, so it's just spoiled brat behavior because you wanted a strange man to take you to an expensive restaurant to try and validate you. Why? Why should he do that? Why don't you validate yourself?
How have you not figured out, right, that you're not even a 5 and that you shouldn't work on your personality? Don't you think you should work on your personality? That's what you would lean on. It would make you more attractive, because trust me, you need that right now. You're behaving like this to somebody that's treating you with a lot of respect, is very calm with you. A lot of other guys would have lost their shit by now. You would have been getting cussed out and left on the roadside. My man's still sitting there entertaining your bullshit, and you're there, still there. Look at her face. She looks like a slapped bum.
But if we're late, I mean, I told you twice.
Late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot.
I mean,
And waiting for a reservation.
we can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, you know, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you
just
don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
will die. That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Why don't you want to go in the Cheesecake Factory? Is it because the people behind the counter are going to recognize you?
She knows she's wrong. And she knows this guy's a nice guy. That's why she's saying, well, we can still get to know each other and go somewhere else, because she knows she's fumbling the bag right now.
She just wants a free meal.
Yeah, or she's just hungry.
That's the last thing you need right now. She don't want to go in there because they're going to go, hey, you already came in here today. Why have you come back? Isn't this the 4th time?
Embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He just pulled
but
out of the parking space.
Ladies, can you believe this?
No, I'm sorry. She's just made a complete fool of herself. And the way you can't talk to people and treat people like that and expect them to still go, oh yeah, okay, let's go to a fancy restaurant just to make you happy after you just completely disrespected me, recorded me, and tried to embarrass me. And if this wasn't live and she's recorded it and watched it back and still posted it, she's even more of a dickhead.
Yeah, for real. The fact that she's still going and asking people to take her side. Let me give you some advice. Delete Tinder, delete Hinge, delete Bumble, or whatever else you're using. Go to the gym and get yourself a clinical psychologist. Hit up Jordan Peterson, ask him for help. You seriously need to work on your personality. You are bottom of the barrel stupid. You are not worth this man's time. And if this is you done up, we have some serious problems.
Do you know what? He did handle it well.
He handled it very well.
It's like, do you know what? You're not the sort of person I thought you was. This date's not going to be what I had in mind. Respectfully, I'm going to drop you home.
And you are lucky you got this respectful guy. If you got someone mouthy like me, you would have turned that camera off real quick.
She's literally ruined her whole night. Like, she actually stood there and got ready, done hair, makeup, put on her nicest outfit that she probably pre-ordered for this date, got in a car, drove to this location, and now no food, no man, embarrassment on TikTok.
Sitting there saying, look at all this, look at all this. I bet her feet look like Watsits.
If it isn't the repercussions of your own actions.
For real.
If I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. I understand where you're coming from.
No, this video was too embarrassing, you know. Why would you post your L online like that?
She said, I'm willing to, there's no compromise.
What do you mean you're willing to compromise? Compromise what? The guy did nothing wrong.
Literally
You
zero.
did everything wrong.
And then,
Should have been him saying, I could compromise, but I don't want to.
yeah, you're not worth it. And he still was nice enough to drive you home.
Yeah.
I would have kicked you out on that roadside. I would have, no, do you know what? I would have done one better. I would have driven to another state. Get the fuck out of my car. Leave her right in the middle of Texas. Fend for yourself. Unbelievable, man. Ladies never behave like this. That is absolutely shambolic.
Or go to the really expensive restaurant, order, eat, have a good time with your date, and then quickly leave, and then she has to pay.
Yeah, just bail on her. Just, no.
After you've had your nice juicy steak.
Yeah, even better, right? Because you could sit there and order, but tell the wait, this is all for me. Let the food come. Just sit there and let her watch. Just let her watch you eat. And then leave her at the restaurant.
I think we're childish as well. I think he handled it really maturely.
Yeah, fully. He was a man about it. I would have been a child about it. 100%. Shout out to that guy. He's definitely going to... If he continues down that road of that level of respectful nature, he'll find himself a good woman that will treat him properly.
He's going to make someone very happy one day, and it ain't her.
Yeah, well, shout out to you, lady. Let us know how that 9 cat situation is going for you. It's undoubtedly going to be your future.